Our Hashem Yahushua, Bashim Kapadash.
Saturday, prophesying the downfall of this miserable America, spiritual sovereign Egypt. We live in these times. We're literally watching, right, the fall of America, the fall of the civil white man, right before our eyes. Right? Throne, you know what I mean? He was up on top and we watching him, all right, fall down right now, okay? So we can start with that.
So Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
That's right, man. That's what we're doing, man. We're the watchmen. We're comparing everything that's going on in the world right now to the scriptures. As you can see right now, the world is getting ready to explode. It's getting ready to be hot out here, man. Wars, rumors of wars. Nations are gathering in the so-called Middle East. All right, the threat of famine. All right, the threat of martial law concentration camps. All right, the falling of the American dollar. All right, so all these things are on a bubble right now, and that bubble is about to burst. All right, and guess what? Started off with our apostles and our elders. Guess what? We were prophesying the downfall of this place for many years now. All right. Okay. So what's happening now? All right, was prophesied, and we're just filtering through the scriptures.
It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables.
Yeah, that's right, man. Make it plain upon tables. So guess what? To the elect, all right, this is not very complicated, all right? You know, a lot of times, a lot of people in the world, they would like to understand the mysteries of the scriptures. But brothers, they hear it the first time and they get it. You know what I mean? So it's very easy for the elect to get. I mean, we don't have to use big words. We don't have to go to universities and have doctorates and master degrees and all these type of things. Hell no, man. Right? As the Spirit of the Lord comes upon you, guess what? This will be easy for you to understand. This is why we understand not everybody's going to get it. All right? This is not for everybody. So this is why we're not trying to get a big congregation. This is for the elect. The scriptures say 2/3 of our people are going to get called and die. All right? So,
Sirach 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are his stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
that's beautiful right there. That's right, man. So his ways are plain unto the holy, his stumbling blocks unto the wicked. You can break this down how much you want to somebody in the world, and I heard brothers get serious. That's something like that. Break it down, brick by brick by brick, and guess what? They're still not going to get it. I think, was it you do a video speaking about hyperinflation? So they started to go all right, somebody did a video, a brother did a video, he said, this is something that hyperinflation, what's going to happen to one of his relatives, and they couldn't even get it. All right, so it's the same thing. All right, so we're not caught up in, a few months ago, Anton Daniels, Israelites, that they talking about more numbers. They got to speak. I'm like, yo, bro, fuck all of that. All right, this ain't about no big numbers. Right? This is about the minority, because guess what? The majority of these people out here, they wicked eye. Right? They don't die. Right? So we're not getting caught up in all of that. Right? If you want to have a big congregation and as you can see, all these things don't even fucking matter. It's about, marching, all these things. It don't matter, man. The missile starts flying over here. That's the little marching. It don't matter. Right?
It says, back in Habakkuk 2 and 2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
That's right, man. So once you understand the scriptures, guess what? You gotta make haste. Don't tarry, turn to the Lord, man. Come out here and do what the Lord commanded you to do. That's right. Right? In season and out of season, man. That's right. All right? And we follow the examples, of our apostles, man. In season and out of season. All right? We push his word, man. All right?
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
That's right. The vision is yet for an appointed time. So guess what? Hey, that appointed time is right around the corner, man. It's right around the corner, man. Right? The day of all hell breaking loose is right around the corner. The day of the return of our Lord Yahushua, right around the corner.
It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
And shall speak and not lie. So guess what?
you're saying is coming to pass. They're like, oh shit, now they listening attentively,
Right.
trying to gather notes and everything. They're trying to make sure that they informed. At first, it was all bullshit, fan in the head, incredulity, unbelief. But your unbelief, your incredulity didn't trouble us. Now you be in trouble by your own incredulity. You're like, oh shit. Now you see all these days coming to pass. You're like, oh man, they were saying these things were gonna happen. And now it's happening. And guess what? As the weather get warmer, shit going get deep. You see what happened with that on Wednesday? The lady walked with a 7-month-old baby and back down. That was her judgment. It happened in Brooklyn. 7-month-old, you know what I'm saying? On a spiritual, whether on a carnal level, you'll be like, damn, that's crazy, that's fucked up. Yo, what the fuck happened? But on a spiritual level, that little girl was 7 months old in a new body, but her soul was old. And what she did in her previous life, she appeared before the judgment seat of the Most High and received her judgment. You're going to die a brutal death, being shot in the head at the age of 7 months. Go back to the spirit world and do it all over again. This time, when you come back to the spirit world, you come back in the earth, you're going to be righteous. You're going to be all right. And that's judgment. And them 2 dudes that did that, their judgment is to go to prison and die in their prison cells as they tomb because they're not getting out. They're going to have a hard life. Because prison, because convicts hate baby killers, pedophiles, rapists. They're going to have a hard way to go with it, man. And they 18 and 20. Their life is over, snuffed out, immediately. Jake can't shoot. Jake on a moped, and then the Mossad, they said the Mossad did them. The Mossad did them dirty because what happened was they're on a moped, right? They're on a moped, they did the shooting 2 blocks down. They going down the wrong side of the street, hit a car, and flipped over. Both of them, you see the footage? Both of them flipped over. The black dude named Green, I forgot his first name, he broke his ankle, hopping around like a goddamn idiot. And the other dude got on the back like a coward, left his boy, and fled to Pennsylvania and got caught today by the U.S. Marshals. The Marshals will go all over the world and get your ass done. They call Marshals, that's what they call Marshals. They can go all over the world and get your ass done. So you think you flee to Pennsylvania like a coward, think you're going to, but social media is crazy. You go to Pennsylvania, they say you on social media. And then not only that, he left the phone. This right here is a police officer. This phone is a cop. Social media is police, is the feds. You got it back.
I thought they knew that.
Come on, Jake is stupid. They too dumb to realize they dumb because they dumb. That's it, bro.
Yeah, that's right, man. So that's right there, man. It was not respect to a person. And the thing that's coming down the pipeline, and you understand great evils, right? Great evils to this place, right?
It says, yea, back up to verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry.
That's right, man. So we live in a time where, guess what, man? We've been waiting for it, and we're gonna, hey, long will we be up to black? We're gonna wait until, all right, this happens, all right? Yeah, that's right, man. You see Apostle Har, something Apostle Har, he's been in this truth 40 years plus, all right, brothers, 30 years, all right, 20 years, various numbers, you know what I'm saying? Brothers been waiting, but guess what? The wait is not gonna be too much longer, all right? Riding on some of these other for this place, man, all right? This place is circling down the drain, right? You see the rulership, like they really trying to increase, they're trying to speed up the destruction of this place, all right? Okay? Guess what? Everything that's in this America didn't have no responsibility, right? When you people out here that hedging your bets and your 401k, right? Think you want to do traveling and you're talking about 10 years from now. When things get calm, I'm gonna do this and that, and ain't no calm over there, right? I have a little lull period. You know how we go. Guess what? This is the end of the
And the thing is, the straight and four moves have been locked down for a month, and it's disrupting the not just America. Gas prices in my neighborhood, of course, where I live at, 94, it's like 536. February 28th, gas was like $2.98. It was reasonable. You could take $25 and take it reasonable, better. Now you can't do that now. $25 is gonna be a fraction of what you was receiving of gas a month ago. Yeah, and then you got food prices going up. And people, it's like travel, and people was like, damn. But it's not only affecting America, it's affecting the whole entire world, because now they tell you in the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, that 15, that Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation shall be slain with the paraphrase, because these farmers, they not receiving the fertilizer to fertilize the ground, because that comes from the Middle East, and the straight up is locked down. So now, it's gonna produce a fucking famine. Yeah, exactly. I'm about to bring it up. Iran shut down an F-15 fighter jet. One pilot got rescued. The other pilot is missing. MIA. He probably a fucking prisoner somewhere getting tortured. Yeah, 400 million. No, 500. What is it? It's 60,000. Yeah.
It's going to be hard to find because Iran is 2.5 times Texas. I should predict that.
That shit is big, man. It could be anywhere, but they probably got them snatched up. But my thing is this right here, man. I thought your U.S. military, the Air Force, was untouchable. You see? You're global. We got superior air power over this Donald Trump. We got superior air power over Iranian airspace. Airspace. All of a sudden, y'all get shot down. Now
They more than likely took him down with manpads. Manpads are over the shoulder rockets.
yeah.
Because Trump ain't lying when he says the United States lead an air-to-air battle.
Yeah, but
Because the planes that Iran have like 470s and shit.
But Iran ain't using no airplane.
So if it was air-to-air combat, the United States would win. However, Iran is doing a lot of guerrilla warfare and surface to air tactics. That's ineffective. You know, and they use B-2 bombers to carpet bomb areas in Iran. But if you're carpet bombing an area, what that tells me is you don't have to defend the target.
B-2 bombers are slow.
B-2 bombers, first of all, they carry about 70,000 pounds.
Warheads.
Each bomb is 2 ton bomb busters. And carpet bombing is, I'm not going to precisely find anything. I'm just going to bomb the whole shit out of the whole area. And like I said, if you do that, that means you're not 100% sure where your target is to go precision strike.
If you do that, you scum. That's a scum-like move. That's what Issa would do.
And that's what Eastwood does now. This is what I'm saying. We know for a fact they on social media, they're going to not only regular social media, they're going to deny it. But alternative news media outlets, I'm going to find it. So I'm going to show you that Kim Jong-un said 400.
No, that's not. Verse 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not apart in him, but but the just shall live by his faith.
And that's right, man. So the so-called white man, this man is showing us his homes. All right, all these people out here, they voted for DJ Trump. All right, Europe on the 7th, and they see the true character of the man. All right, that man's out. I gotta follow the rules. I gotta follow my own morality.
And firemen, so his captain, and Bonnie is gone. A lot of his chief of staff in the military, he fired them.
Right, right. I'm saying, so he just, you know what I'm saying? He just doing his own thing. Whatever he feels like doing, whatever he wakes up in the morning and feels like doing, that's what he's doing. Right? Right, you gotta tweet it first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay, exactly.
Job on me.
Right? So he got his own interests at hand. But as the brother said, hey, these people, a lot of staff is being fired.
Move down? Okay. Because the water, the rain. No, right here because of the rain. I'm still off to the side.
We put the camera here, but we don't block the door.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
They open for business?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Like
Nah, cause
like you go under there.
Maybe better.
on the way.
Yeah.
On the way.
Yeah, well, you
You think they not open over there?
Nah, over there's closed. They closed, yeah, they closed.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Showing the mission.
Yeah. Hey, read the scripture.
Read it again.
Yes.
Habakkuk 2:4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith."
Yeah, that's right, man. So guess what? Hey, you know, we live in faith. All right, there's a place to protect it. All right? Because this man's about to come down with great power. And we know his time is up. All right? We know he has but a short time. All right? So in reality, this man is crashing out, man. All right? You know?
Verse 5. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by one.
Yeah, that's right, man. His philosophies, all right? The people of this earth are really seeing that everything this man stands for is some bullshit, all right? He comes to your country, comes to your nation, all right? He pushes abominable foods. He pushes the LGBT, the alphabet agenda.
No, what's up?
Right? He pushes what? The alphabet agenda, all right? He destroys, he pushes feminism, right? So everywhere this man goes, as soon as he shows up, all right, he destroys the fabric of it.
It says, "Yea, also, because he transgresseth by one, he is a proud man."
And that's right, man. He's a proud man, and we see that on display, man. Right? They're literally getting humiliated over there in the Middle East, and this man is talking about, you know what I mean? Like he winning. Oh, yeah, the Strait of Hormuz, both of us gonna control it. Like what? What are you talking about, man? All right? The Iranian military completely decimated. What are you talking about? We're getting struck. Ships getting jets getting hit. All right? Military bases getting hit. Right? All right, and you know, this is what I heard. They sent a bunch of whatever numbers they say that are dead. The last time I heard it was like 10 American soldiers, something like that. No, it's like thousands of soldiers over there dying, man. It's like thousands of soldiers over there dying. And they just said they sent 5,000 more soldiers. It's way more than that. You know what I'm saying? All right? This man's about to just sack soldiers. They might revolt in real life, man. You know what I'm saying? No, you really just sacrificing them. You have no plan, no battle plan. You think you're a mighty America, and you can just run in a country with a million standing army.
Drop them in the middle of the desert.
Right.
Like, no provisions.
Right.
Where they gonna get their food and water once they get there?
Right. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. If you're going to war, you might want to plan that out for a significant period of time, no? You know what I'm saying? You know, but American thing, you got these weaponries. You got these expensive weapons. Right? You got the Iron Dome. Right? You got these Navy ships and all that. But it's, you know, it's proven. You know, my brother said guerrilla warfare. proven that all these expensive weaponries, all right, hey, it don't work, man. This shit don't work. In Afghanistan, right? In Afghanistan, they pretty much lost by guerrilla warfare. Vietnam, the same thing, all right? And, yo, this crazy terrain over there in Iran, it's gonna be the same thing, man. All right? You shooting defense missiles like all $1 million a pop. They shooting missiles that's cost $20,000. You know what I'm saying? Right? So they living on the past. Yo, the white man really been standing on Hiroshima and Nagasaki for like fucking 40 years now, bro. You know what I mean? Living off the past, bro. Like what? What have you done lately, bro?
It's like a washed up fighter.
Yeah.
Before I used to knock niggas up.
Yeah. You know, he had a vicious knockout. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that was 20 years ago.
Like CTE.
Right. Right, that's what it is, man. You know? Right?
That was it. This is Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 12. You see that? Yep. It's Isaiah 14 and Isaiah 14 and I'm going to start at 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, and stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth, and have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Yeah, that's going into, the different leaders right now coming up against Esau, Edom. We said the white men, they're coming up against Esau. Scripture say in Obadiah, arise ye and let us rise up against Edom in battle.
Right, because you know what? Because listen to how this man talks to speak to his allies. He's speaking to their allies crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do yourself and die, man. It's like what?
It's not right. Everything that Trump says to humiliate, specifically France and Japan, Iran and UK, Iran used his words against him. To the point where you got France and Japan and other countries also, maybe in the UK, they're allowed to use the Straits of Hormuz, whereas America can't. So that means they made deals with Iran, Russia, and China.
Like, yo, you can't talk to your allies like that, man. You talk to your allies like they're your enemy. I can't tell the difference between how you talk about Iran and how you talk to England. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Trump believe that these other NATO and EU countries owe them, So Trump is really belittling those countries, but that's going to backfire on him and America.
I can say something real quick on that too.
Yeah.
Article 5 is what they're trying to raise. However, Article 5, meaning like another NATO nation has the option to come in.
Right.
But that's if you're attacked.
Right.
The United States is the attacker. So they're like, what the fuck? Why would we jump in and you started this shit? Nobody attacked you.
Matter of fact, France blocked it. France blocked that. Right.
I think Spain also.
Yeah. Spain, and then America is not allowed to use their regions to attack Iran.
I mean, it's logical, right? Why would I bring my military into a conflict that involves Israel?
Right.
Send my soldiers to that
And it's proven that Americans, they don't got no muscle like that, man. Right? When they get real and other countries, all the allies that get involved, America, what they gonna do? They're gonna take their shit and they're gonna defend it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. That's what South Korea was complaining about. They took the air defense missile system in like a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? A couple weeks. Like, what happened?
That shows you they're desperate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they really had it like that,
Right.
they would have just, produced it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But America don't got no production capability. You know what I'm saying? Like the manufacturing capacity, they ship all of that to Asia, mainly China. So China will come out dozens of ships every month out of America.
And it's ironic because that's what Trump was telling me. Trump was like, we got a tariff because I was looking to this over here. I think I told the AI, I heard about the E50, that it is about the E150. They said, yes, your guess is very close. Most widely reported figure, the U.S. stockpiled cruise missile using Operation Epic Fury. The U.S. campaign against Iran that began February 28th is more than the E150 in the first couple weeks. Brother, this takes years to reach. Like, these shits aren't cheap.
Right.
1 point something million each. They said years to make, bro. It's not like a bullet on the second line, bro. And you already used most of your stockpile.
And that's what right now Israel's just, taking hits. Israel's not stopping their mining missiles right now. Why? Because their air defenses have already been depleted, and they're having to pick and choose what to destroy. You know what I'm
Try
saying?
to destroy.
Or try to destroy. Because we see videos of Iranian missiles evading, hypersonic missiles evading the defense systems.
Yeah, whether it's that, whether it's David Sling, or any sort of surface-to-air defense missile system, they're designed to intercept things on a, what's this called? Yeah, it's a predetermined trajectory, but there's a name for this when it marches like that. Like, you know how we have the missile sign, how they go like that? Most of these missiles have a predetermined path. That's how they're designed to take things out. But hypersonic missiles do not have a predetermined path. Suicide drones are able to go up and they fragment to hundreds of warheads, just drop it down in the ring. It's overwhelming missiles.
See, the thing is, America, they went over there with their little planning for a couple of weeks of how long they took to plan that. So you what the general of Iran said? He said, we've been waiting. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different thing. They have been waiting since 2007 or 6 or whatever it was. He said, we've been waiting for when the lady asked us,
So we are waiting for them.
we are waiting for them.
Also, the missiles that are American flags. So you try to come at it with an anti-missile, try to take it down, or shoot out flares.
The missiles, they're heat seeking. So once it's on the flares, they don't know which is the missile.
So that 850 number was just tomahawks. You have hundreds of Jazzy PRs, about 1,000 of those, PRSMs, tactical missiles, JDAMs. JDAMs are just guided bombs. So they're spending a lot of this thing. Roughly 180 naval interceptors, about 90 Patriot missiles, and 40 Panther interceptors. That's awesome, bro. You know what I did? I shared it in that channel. Lockheed Martin, most times, so a lot of money. Military industrial complex, they love conflict, and they don't want conflict. They want that shit to keep going at their own taxpayers' expense.
America don't got that long, man. Like in Isaiah 14 and 10, it says, all nations speak and say unto thee, but thou also become weak as we, or thou become like unto us.
Yeah, that's right, man. So all these nations, like, watching Trump talk shit. For me, when I realized Congress when he did that initial tariff threat to China, and then he backed out, I said, oh, this guy's soft. This guy is soft. He just talking, and guess what? All the other nations, they watching him now. This dude is full of crap, right? Can't defend nobody, right? $1 ammunition, you ain't got no money, like, what's going on? Right? So the nations, they got no respect. Yeah, they don't have no respect for them. Right? Not living on the past, or Americans living on the past glory. That only goes so far. That runs out. You know what I mean?
Iran is a different beast.
Right.
Like if you kill the president, vice president, head secretary, all the way down the chain of command, apparently you cut off most of the head. But Iran is decentralized, and Iran is decentralized. You don't even know what you do none of that shit. And if you look on the ground, here's the thing right now. If you put Army will get involved because the Iranian Army is not a part of this right now. This is all the IGRC. Exactly. The moment you try to send boosters to Tehran, it's over. If the United States was smart, well, no, I'm sorry, not the United States, not Israel. One leverage that Iran has that it could use, but I mean with the Geneva Convention, I don't know they're going to use it because typically when you're in war, you're supposed to only attack military personnel. But most of these countries in the Middle East, like in Dubai and sorry, not these countries, UAE, most of these places were not meant to be there. They were not meant to supply a population of a billion plus. Why? Because the water supply is not enough. So what they do, they forgot the process is desalination. They're using desalination is they take in the seawater and make it a drinkable. That's how come they have these large population, but those things have to be run 24/7. You strike those, done. Those people are that's done. They have no fresh water. Now, would Iran do that? I don't think so because you have the Geneva Convention, like I mentioned. But that right there, man.
Wasn't that the other day because Trump said something?
In the desalination plants, that will hurt a lot of Middle Eastern countries.
And it says real quick, back in the ancient world, war was war. War was war. There wasn't no UN shit that could, think from doing shit or war crime. Nah, none of that shit was taken place in the ancient world. See, what Esau had to do, Esau could bomb, and just do all kind of fucking in the world, kill women and children, but they don't fit this narrative. Now it's a war crime.
You gotta do it in Washington. That's how come the United States they have their own military agencies. They from ISIS, exactly.
Al Qaeda.
Outright just come in and fuck shit up. Now, granted, if it was that way, if America would be America, it would just be crap. It would be what you call mutual destruction.
Now, in the ancient world, what they would do is, women and children, they was the target. They get snatched up. The women get put to death. They got husbands. The women that's of a well new age that have never been touched, they get snatched up and be bought as a potential wife. Exploits some more booty. The young men under the age of 12 put to death. The young women under the age of 12 get snatched up. And that was just Texas war back then. Now, war became pussy. There's rules now. We got rules for war now.
You know why they got rules? Because the military, once the atomic bomb was dropped, that changed everything. Once other people had that capability, it changed everything. Because if things would escalate, you got something called bad, mutually assured destruction. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just use it, even if you have it. They have enough missiles to turn Iran into a fucking desert. But they can't do that. Because and allied other countries that can turn America to a desert.
Now I'm gonna say this. Why America is not fucking with Kim Jong-un? I'll tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why? Because they got nuclear missiles. They got nuclear missiles. And it's been working. At first they was denying it. Now you can't fuck with that North Korea has nuclear missiles. They can have like 5 or 10. That's still destructive. Then they gotta have 1,500 or 5,000 or 6,000 like Russia and America has. 10. They could have them.
And they're capable of hitting America directly.
Exactly.
Long range missiles.
Why do you think you can say America's not fucking with North Korea? Like they fucking with Iran, because Iran don't have nuclear missile capabilities. But North Korea do, that's why they're not fucking with them. They only fuck with the weak, man.
Isaiah 14 comes out telling us, all nations speak and say unto thee, but thou also become weak as we, but thou become like to us, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Which represents decay. America basically, the Lord is systematically destroying this place. Economically, right? Militarily, this place is being poured apart piece by piece.
It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou come down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Right, man. He's so seen as a light, a light bearer, right?
Says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou come down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
That's right, man. So they their glory for a long period of time. But guess what? You watch what they're saying. You know, America, they press on what they say, man. You know, that nation saying, oh, you fell off, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? You fell off, you know? And that's what's going on with America right now. You see, you know, they say the weakest part of the room is the loudest one. That's why these people don't gotta talk every day, say every day. Thank you for your attention on this matter. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's how we send out these tweets, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the nations are watching what's going on keenly. And they say, like, oh, they don't have the strength that they used to have. They don't have the strength to back up what this man's words are saying, man. Alright? But yeah, we're in a world of problems. This is why, personally, I think, which I don't think it's going to be done yet. You know, it's going to have cyborgs and robots and all these other things, you know what I'm saying? So it might be a lot of other things coming down the pipeline. But right now, man, America's really all on the whole stage. Right.
All right, the section no more, right? They lift off the. Oh, that's Rome. That's Russia. They lift the sanctions off Russia. Okay. The plot thickens.
Under the Republican government is Cuba. And then Haiti's come next. I think Haiti comes second. Haiti is first or second. Because Haiti is still paying back billions of dollars for that revolution that they did in the slavery.
Says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation and the sides of the north.
Hold on, so you gotta slow down a little bit for the brother.
It says, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Yeah, that's right, man. I guess what, man? Hey, the so-called white man, you know, that's his views, man.
So real quickly, total sanctions. Russia's number one with 16,000, 24,000 plus sanctions. That's the US, EU, UK, Canada, and others. Then it's Iran with 5,000, 6,000. With Syria, 2,800, 3,500. North Korea, Venezuela, Belarus, 7 is Cuba, and Alaska.
Belarus? They were Russia.
Yep, support of Russia, Ukraine.
Yes.
Anybody that's against America's hegemony, against America's way of how they want to move, set the stage. So people, all the nations getting, and they see the vulnerability of America being exposed by Iran. You see, you got to understand something. America been around for 250 years. Persia, aka Iran, been around for over 2,700 years. The combined nations, the combined nations of Israel, the Israeli government, and America is 320 years. Israel been around for 70 years, America been around for 250 years. So do you think you're going to really destroy a country that's been around since the ancient world? over 2,700 years, it's not going to happen. The Most High is not going to allow it to happen.
Well, historically, Iran is the most sanctioned country for decades, especially in the U.S. Until Russia.
Right.
You think, hey,
You're right. You're right. Brother. They said Russia is number one since 2022. Why is it playing the sanctions of Ukraine?
let me say this right here. Russia was going out through the Apostle Tahar was founded by Israel, by Ashar, which is the Hebrew word. Priest, chief, chief prince. And now, Russia has become a god unto them. Now, you go back, that spirit, what it means in the Medo-Persians. It means modern day Russians and the Persians are Iranians, man. Do you see what's happening? Do you see the
Connection.
prophecies coming to pass? But you niggas don't know how to clue what's going on, man. You're into your gang banging, your drug dealing, you're committing adultery, fucking with bitches, money over bitches, and all that shit you do, not knowing that you're being set up for the fucking okey-doke, man. You're being bamboozled by Esau, this black culture, that your so-called, that you wholeheartedly worship. They're not messing with the times. We saw the second half is 91. Look what's happening, man. Open your fucking eyes, man, and see what's happening. Listen to the men that the Most High set up to teach you, man. To guide you. But you're not going to do that because I look like it. You ain't going to listen to me because I look like it. But Esau, the so-called white man, come down and was quoting me saying that, listen, what the black Hebrew Israelites are saying, they're telling you the truth. We're not black Hebrew Israelites, we are called Hebrew Israelites from respective tribes. That's a stigma that these people are trying to put on us, man. Yeah, but you got it, man.
Says, I want to sit also upon the mouth of the congregation in the sides of the north.
If I may say also, that's talking about Israel. You know, Esau, he got us in the sides of North is America, and Esau got Israel, the mountain congregation. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, in straight up captivity. Okay, right now, what's that shit called when you like your enemy again? When you fall in love with your enemy? Stockholm syndrome. You know, Jake got that Stockholm syndrome, man. That's why the elder was going into you know, Jake wouldn't listen to us, but if East Edomite said it, then Jake would listen. Why? Because Jake is in love with their masters, man. Right? He beat that love into you. You got it, bro. It's a little more there. That's it. Yeah.
Because the apostles is always pushing going into the meaning of words, because words carry out a vibration. And Jake has always been big on black culture, not realizing the word black means void of life. So you guys are so engulfed in this culture that's void of life. And if you're void of life, then how about you now shine? So you got to deal with you, man. So they rather be walking, talking zombies who love with their master, harping onto the voice, and how about you now shine?
Right. Right.
If somebody else like the Super White Man came, they would have listened to them. They would listen to us because this is John 5:43. I am come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive.
First of all, they want to hear they don't want to hear the truth, right? They want to have this idea where, everybody got to, love each other. We got to love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, no man saying that shit, man. It throws me off personally, right? And guess what? We out there on the highways and byways for years. $6. Crazy. Yo, people just so used to us. They don't even blink an eye when they walk by.
Right.
They don't even blink an eye, man.
Right.
All right?
Blend in with the background.
Right. They don't stop their conversation. They don't even call. They don't even, But guess what?
Right.
It was a so-called white man that was saying something, right?
I'm good. Oh yeah.
Right? So-called white man,
Up a shot.
so-called white man was saying something, guess what? Take all ears. Alright? All ears. Listening attentively in front of the class. Alright? But it is
Right.
what it is. It's not for everybody. Alright? We ain't trying to convince anybody, man. Alright? This is for the elect. If the elect hear it, hey, they go understand what it is.
Already caught outside.
To his advantage, he controls the data of the narrative, and then once he got control of the narrative, and he got everything locked down to how he wanted, the people you sold out, he gonna snatch you up and throw you with the same people you sold out. And that's like he said, been dealing for years. Yo. But you wouldn't know that. You too dumb to realize you dumb because you fucking dumb. You too dumb to realize you dumb because you dumb.
This is Sirach 13:23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look what he said, they extol it to the crowd.
That's right, man. So guess what, man? You nigga got some money, alright? Just because you got money, don't mean you wise. Just because you got money, don't mean you smart, bro. A lot of people out there got money and what they was doing fucking wickedness. Alright? You don't tell them what they gotta do to get that pussy, man. Alright? People equate money to wisdom, right? Money to intelligence. Alright? Oh, you know what we don't hear that so much. Oh, you just broke and go get a job and da-da-da. Right? Jay-Z started speaking English. I can't even stand this people talking. Right? Niggas want to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's 3 years ago they had to think, 500,000 or deal with Jay-Z. What? You know what I'm saying? Right. You get that. Right?
He says, but if a poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
That's right, man. Oh, you broke, man. You know, you broke. You got no money. Why I gotta listen to you, man? And guess what? You might be speaking right. Guess what? They'll team up. They'll team up to overthrow what you're trying to say, man. All right? So guess what? That's why a lot of times, you know, this is the old topic. We don't go to the ghetto, all these kind of things. You know, we don't do these niggas out here, man. All right? You know? Because guess what? We got someone for what? We start making bread. We don't have to be right? Hey, we're trying to live for ourselves first in heaven. All right? Hey, we want to be spiritually rich when that time comes. Because as we see right now, hey, this dollar about to fall, right? You know, the brother had a dream. I was in a video a couple days ago. The brother had a dream. He said, a pack of toothpicks. So yeah, the dream was like $150. I said, God dang. I said, God dang. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what he said. He said in his dream. He said 150.
Okay, I would use something on thread.
Right.
I would use thread too.
Swings, you see all that? That's obvious, you know? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? Your money ain't gonna matter pretty soon. Matter of fact, they're gonna collapse this dollar right here, and they're gonna introduce the RFID microchip. What you gonna do then? You know what I'm saying?
This is James 2:5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, had not the power chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith. James 2:5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, had not the power chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith.
That's right, man. So contrary to popular belief, alright? Guess what, man? Hey, you don't have to be rich. Not like these pastors, you know what I mean? The Lord gonna bless you, the Lord gonna bless you. I love next to church, man. Pastor, we got two Range Rovers, matching rims, all white, all black. I said, damn, this dude's doing it. And he's not even like a mega pastor, you know what I'm saying? He got his little operation going on, you know? Right? And that's what Jake thinking is, man.
Trump, brother Trump.
James 2 and 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, had not the power chosen the poor of this world rich in faith?
That's right, man. You might be monetarily poor, but guess what? You're rich in faith. Right? Those out here, you're not panicking, man. You're looking forward to construction of this peace right here. Right? It's when we say what? Elizabeth Nas, I mean, the stability of like time. Right? So you want to be rich in these type of things. Right? You want to be rich with your relationship. All right, with your how about you now shine. All right, this money is shit come and go, it's come and go, come and go. Hey, silver and gold is not the same from the day of the Lord's wrath.
Hey, the scripture you just quoted is and it said, "In the faith in the Lord shall be his treasure."
Right, yeah, that's right. That's
So you
right.
know that's the real money.
Right, that's right.
You know,
It says,
that's the real money. I said.
it says, and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him.
That's right, man. So guess what? Hey, man, that's what we're looking for. And you know, this is right around the corner. You know, a lot of people like to say, oh, it's gonna
5 minutes.
Years from now, it's not going to be this the rich man. It's like, right? Hey, hey, walk in these things. That's all I'm saying. Right?
Verse 6. But ye have despised the poor,
Pete.
do not rich
I'm
men
sorry.
oppress you and draw you before the judgment seat?
That's tough. That's tough. So here we are there chanting that Bible, chanting against the so-called right. And guess what? Our people is making us, they claim this right now. And guess what? Everything he does is oppression. Right? Everything he does is a good give you these food stamps so you can be independent, right? Oh, I got food stamps. Give you these food stamps so the man can be out of the house, right? The whole family fucking shambles. You live in the fucking ghetto, the elevator pussy, niggas outside. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know? Things, all this to go. This kindness is right? Right? Yeah, something like that. That's
Verse 7. Do not say blasphemy that worthy name which by slacking. Do not say blasphemy that worthy name by the which ye are called.
yeah, man. You know,
They blasphemy the name of how about you now, son? You know, they rather call upon every name under the sun, but the Lord's name is you. And their excuse is, oh, but we're saying it in the translation, right? But check this out. Esau, within 2/3, they would take a class to speak the language of the different countries. When they go to that country, they can call people and pronounce them by their proper name. But they don't want to learn the Lord's name in Hebrew because it's okay to say it in the English translation, Jesus Christ, which is bullshit, man. It just shows us how wicked they are.
It's made up by Joshua. You see, no, 1554, 1524 slot there. So that's a made up name. Because when you go into the scriptures, in the Greek it's Jesus Christos. It's not Jesus, it's Jesus Christos. It's an I. Because the letter J is a cheap, commentary of the letter I. Mimicking the letter I. It has nothing to do with it. There's no such thing as no Jesus, man. That's a made up word, man. You call upon Jesus, you call upon the false God. That's you do. But it's all good. Keep calling upon Jesus. See if he deliver you with all kind of help right now. See if he deliver you with tribulation. See if he deliver you when you got no food to feed your belly.
Last one, all right?
This is probably
That's how when you read Sirach 46:1, it says Jesus, son of Nun. It's supposed to be Joshua, son of forgot the name of him, but Joshua is the English. His English translation of Joshua, and not Jesus.
Big
Right.
Savior.
He is the Savior.
Yeah.
How was shy?
Savior is Hashem.
Yeah, Hashem.
That's why Joshua being the Savior. So
Joshua.
Quiet was Hashem, which is the Savior. And the Savior. He is the Savior. Joshua.
That's right.
This is last scripture, brother. This is Proverbs 12 and
Last scripture.
10. It says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel."
That's right, man. So it's a righteous man regarded the life of the beast, man. You saw the people talk about no animals, man. All right, even the food that you eat every day, man. You see the conditions they have, all these cattle and chickens and all these sort of conditions they have in them, man. All right, man, go over to Africa to shoot lions and stuff up in this police office and all type of things, man. All right, that's the everyone is so good, man. Everywhere he goes, death and destruction. It's like a tender. So guess what, man? While you think he's having some kind of mercy upon humanity, he's got a plan ahead, man.
Oh man, what's that? He went to that Edomite taxidermist. And then he's like, felt pain and shit.
Right.
But yeah, it shows you like these Edomites don't kill for supposed pain and shit. Nobody was killing this. And it is, you kill it like valuable. You shot this shit from 100 miles and see how it came out. Now you kill this shit like, and as soon as you want to die, that's how
So, you know what I mean?
Like sport.
right.
That's the real shit, man. They run up on him like that.
Them Spartans.
I shot 1,000, brag about it. I shot 1,000 meters up. Who don't really get
But that's Esau. Esau also had that range on him.
Right. So you said beast.
Bone.
Modern day sport.
You
Modern
don't-
day sport.
yeah.
Right.
You don't come up, my brother. Con.
1,000 yards out.
I don't know. Read.
We're gonna get into the topic of not being in agreement, with this world. Okay, I was pondering that, on my way to camp. Because a lot of people, y'all really conformed and having agreement, to the ways of this world, man. And the ways of this world is wicked and it's contrary to the ways of Yahweh Hashem Shah. And if you continue in that path, your reward is going to be destruction, man. Okay? So, the spirit, we're going to bring out Romans 12 chapter. Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. Yeah, so, Paul's first and foremost addressing the Israelites in Rome. Okay? So it says, read again, Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. Yes, we present our bodies as a living sacrifice. All right, first and foremost, by being in season of Odyssey, coming on the highways and hedges and teaching the words of Yahweh Shem Shah. Okay? We putting our bodies as a living sacrifice by doing the work. Okay? As well as rehearsing the righteous acts. Alright? It says, holy, acceptable unto the Most High. Yes, it's a holy thing we do, it's acceptable to the Most High. It's sacrifice, because we put everything off, man, for this truth, for Yahweh Shem Shah. We sacrifice our families, our jobs, our occupations spiritually, because back then, you had men really walk away from, what they was doing for a living, to walk with Yahweh Shah. Alright, but we do these things now in the spirit, man. We sacrifice everything, man. If we have to, when time comes, it's going to come to a time where, Esau's going to come down upon us with that great wrath. And then it's either you're going to choose the Most High or your family, And a lot of people are going to fall because they're weak, to their families, to their jobs, to the money, to their living, So we put this truth first, man. This is a great occupation.
Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, this is a holy thing. And this is the reason why when you go to the word holy, it means to be separate. This is why the Lord's men or the Lord's elect is separate from the world. Okay? Because the things that we do is separate from what these niggas do out here, man. You know? And a lot of you niggas is going to be put to fucking death.
Verse 2, be not conformed to this world.
Yeah, it says be not conformed to this world. Alright? What does the word conform mean? It means to be in agreement with. We not in agreement with this world. Alright? This world is nothing but lust, fornication, wickedness, okay, adultery, homosexuality, alright, materialistic shit, you know, pride. Everybody want to be, the top person, man. Everybody want to brag about the things they got. Remember, the scriptures say, boast not in your garments, man. Alright? So we're not supposed to be conformed with the ways of this world, being in agreement with this world, man. We don't sacrifice, we don't pray to idols. Alright? We don't go to the voodoo lady to get answers. You know, we don't go to magicians. Yeah, this is what people do out here, man. People go to the voodoo lady to get their riches, man. Yeah, or tarot card reading. Yeah, because you have a person, right? There's a person on Instagram. I'm not gonna go into the names and stuff like that, but you know, he said he suffered in the casket for 7 days for his riches, man. You know?
Kodak did that. Is that nigga that died? Julio did that?
Yeah.
That's like a big Haiti thing.
Yeah, that's deep.
Julio grandmother was big into witchcraft. So he's Haitian. So he was into that, and she told him to do that ritual so he could get riches. And that led to him down.
Yeah. Look at his name, Julio.
And remember too, there's nothing new under the sun. You know, this is, Paul addressing the Israelites in Rome. They was doing all type of, wicked shit. They was in Greece with all type of wicked shit, man. You know, had people in those times doing orgies, sacrificing unto idols and devils. You know what I'm saying? All into witchcraft. This is what the people in Rome was doing, man. The Israelites in Rome was doing. They was participating in those festivals. We're not in agreement with this world, man. They say tomorrow's the so-called, Easter. Where the real Easter just passed, which is the Passover. But people, we're in the midst of it, yeah, but they're doing it. They celebrate it in the pagan way, man. Wrapping in eggs, man. So we're not in agreement with this world, man. We're not supposed to be conformed with this world, man. All right, especially for you new listeners. All right, go ahead.
It says, and be not conformed to this world,
Yep.
but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah, it says be transformed by the renewing of your mind. All right, so if you believe in Yahweh Shem Shah, you're supposed to be renewed in your mind, man. You're supposed to put off the old ways. All right, so if you was a nigga that sold drugs, if you believed in the Lord, you would stop selling drugs. All right, if you was an adulterer, you would stop committing adultery. Okay, you got a lot of people out here, that would Charlotte Roman to death. All right, and turn around and smoke a cigarette, man. Or smoke K2. The reason why I'm saying all this is because I know, that too. I know a person who just came home from jail and they took all this here, I put all, everything besides the gang life. And then the next day you see him smoking K2, man. He's a damn fucking nigga. When you believe in the Lord, you gotta be transformed, man, in your mind. You gotta be renewed in your spirit, man. You gotta put off all the ways of the world to the best of your ability, man. The scriptures speak about being fully persuaded in your own mind. Okay? And this is what Paul was telling the Israelites back in Rome. And the same thing now. It applies today, man. Okay, so if you worship at Christmas, all right, what else? Halloween, Easter, July 4th, Valentine's Day, Juneteenth, all these Martin Luther King Day, Hey, man, when you find out about being an Israelite, you're supposed to put all that shit to the side, man. It's just all folly and vain. It's bullshit, man. It's hogwash. This truth right here, man, is going to lead you to salvation, man. So, especially in the times we're living in right now, you're supposed to be renewed day by day, in this faith, man. In Yahweh Shem Shah. Go ahead.
It says that ye may prove What is that good?
Yeah, you gotta prove yourself, man. You know, the scriptures speak about, not being a hearer, but being a doer. You know? So you gotta prove yourself. How do we prove ourselves? By doing this work, doing the works, rehearsing the righteous acts. Keeping the Sabbath days holy, being charitable, okay, being brotherly, honoring your parents. What else? Keeping the dietary laws, man. All right, coming out here teaching. If it's in your lot, because not everyone's going to be a prophet. Everyone's not to be a prophet or a teacher. So if you're just a listener, you got to prove your works to the Lord by what? Being a charitable person, man. Being humble. Not being prideful. Cutting off the ways of this world, man. All right, you got to prove yourself, man. And it's, especially for us, that's, prophets and teachers, Lord willing, we got to show our works, man. By, bringing in that good fruit. Teaching the Lord's word. This is not only a hearing thing only, man. You just can't listen to a video, all right, and think you're a man of the Lord, man. And smoke weed while you're listening to the goddamn video. The whole point is what? To change yourself, man, to be a new person. All right? To be renewed, man. Because once we was enlightened into this truth, we was like, damn, son, we looked at ourselves. The scriptures speak about examining yourself. We was like, damn, son, I was going off, man. Hey, man, I'm thankful the Lord didn't kill me. But you guys don't got that fear of the Lord, man. That's why the scriptures say what? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You gotta fear the Lord, man. And through the fear of Yahweh Shem Shah is the reason why we, through the Spirit, why we were renewed, man. Ultimately through the will of the Lord, because it's a gift, But it's all through action. It's not just, just to talk about it, you know what I'm saying?
James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. These guys are jumping on the cover boards. You should have said this. Click that video on the channel, shit the play. All they do is fucking talk, cheerleading this thing, man. The same way you get up and go for a job, ride and take this, same way you should be putting an effort to think, what's the next step of teaching? What is the next step of teaching? You should be eager about teaching. Now, you should stop and think. Once I'm talking about this at the gym, you have to pretend you're the only person with this truth. There's no other person with you. Just you. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? And they had the mindset, the apostles, for example, in here is not just be here. Okay? You have to be a fool and you have to be consistent. Okay? Not one time, consistent.
Yeah, and like the elders is going into it. It's a lifestyle. Coming into this faith is a lifestyle, man. This is not just like a seasonal thing. It's like you work out. You go focus on life. That's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? This is not something they just doing to be cute. To be cool. It's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Serving the Lord it becomes your lifestyle. It's not like the apostles always say, it's not supposed to be, and even elders, it's not supposed to be like how you say, a burden upon you. It's supposed to
be New Year's resolution.
Yeah. This is supposed to be something you do every day, man.
I got two. This is John 14:15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Yeah, this is your Howard Shaw speaking, man. All right, so that proves that what? That dietary law, you're supposed to follow it. That cuts that shit right there. Christians saying, yeah, the Lord made this clean, and they're not even really reading the whole chapter. When they talk about the Lord was speaking to Peter, how he cleaned the field. It wasn't talking about he cleaned the field. That don't make you eat pork and pig and shrimp. It wasn't talking about that, man. All right, it was talking about the Gentiles, becoming clean, man. And Israelite foreigners. Okay? Read it again,
John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments.
Yeah, so if you love the Lord, you will keep his commandments. All right? And it's very basic. it's a small thing too. You honor your father and your mother. There's a lot of people who disrespect their parents, man. They don't respect or honor their father and their mother. Okay. What else? Not being a murderer. All right. There's so many things, man. Committing adultery. So many things. Of if you love the Lord, you will show it, man. You will keep His commandments. And this is Yahweh Shai speaking, man. Because remember, the scriptures say that Yahweh Shai, He came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. Okay.
It says, verse 16, and I will pray the Father that He shall give you another comforter, that He may abide with you forever.
Yeah, which is this word, man. All right. The Lord sent, His only, sent Yahweh Shai, His only begotten Son. All right. The scripture saying in John 1:1 that Yahweh Shai, He is the Word, man. So He sent His word, man, which is the word us. Okay. Because Yahweh Shai is not physically here with us, but He got this word, man. This word, He keeps us stable. All right. He comforts us. Especially because we've headed into these dark times. So we read the scriptures to be comforted, man. Or you might be going through tribulation, trials and tribulation in your life. Because remember the scriptures speak about how you're going to suffer with your house shop. All right? In this faith, it comes with sufferings and tribulations. All right? The scriptures speak about how we enter the straight gate. That's the way of life, man. That path of difficulty. Okay? So this word comforts us, man. All right? Really the elect. Okay?
All right, verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive.
Yeah, it says the Spirit of truth, but the world cannot receive, because this truth is not for everybody, man. All right, wisdom. The scriptures speak about in Sirach how wisdom wasn't made manifest to everybody. This time around, this wisdom, this truth, this knowledge that Yahweh Shah loosened the seals of is only for the elect. All right, it's only for those who the Lord has chosen, man. Everyone can't get it. Everyone can't understand the dark sayings, the paradigms, the prophecies, the breakdowns. All right, a simple thing to us is a heavy thing to the world. We say that the mark of the beast is the powerful Egypt who spread the power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. You got people arguing saying that the mark of the beast is spiritual. Or you got people arguing that the mark of the beast is not the powerful Egypt. That it was the jump shot. It was the vaccine shot. All right. Yeah, they just start freestyling because the spirit of this truth wasn't made manifest to everybody. Everyone's not supposed to get it. All right, because the Lord has reserved 2/3 of the nation of Israel for death. Okay, this is only for the elect. That's why we're not coming out here trying to debate none of you guys like Tazariak. We're not trying to convince nobody, man. If this truth is for you, it's for you. All right, don't take that for granted.
It says, because they see Him not, neither knoweth Him, but ye know Him, for He dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
Yeah, and that's the spirit of Yahweh Shah. The spirit of the Lord, He dwells with us, man. He dwells with the people who believe. All right, because that's what comes first, with the faith. You got a lot of people in ancient times, and in the times of Yahweh Shah, who didn't believe in the Lord. They didn't believe in Yahweh Shah, man. They was just stuck on, the law. They were stuck on the law. A lot of people didn't believe that, the Messiah was coming. There was so many different beliefs back then. This is why it's heavy now. You know what I'm saying? And in those times, it was a heavy thing to believe on Yahweh Shah. That's why you had secret disciples, you know what I'm saying? You had certain Pharisees who believed and they wouldn't believe in the open. It was a big thing, man. Back then. Even now. If you say you believe in Yahweh Shah, you know, mock at you, scoff at you, call you a conspiracy theorist, saying that, the Lord didn't have a son, Heavenly Father, God didn't have a son, man. He didn't come in the flesh. So, as I said, beautiful thing. Believe, the Lord indwells in you, man. And that spirit is going to, if you are the elect, it's going to carry with you in the times, of tribulation, in the times of Jacob's trouble. That spirit is going to keep you stable. That's why it's important to keep the faith.
Verse 18, I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you.
Yeah, the Lord not going to leave you comfortless, man. He's going to come to us, man, if we knock at His door, if we continue to pray. goes with prayer. We don't just, when our prayers, we don't pray to God. We don't say God. You know what I'm saying? We pray to those names, man. It starts with that too. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. We pray to the names of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua. All right? And the Lord said, what? He's not going to leave us comfortless. And the Lord is not a man that lies, man. All right? It's because we're going to need the Lord. We need the Lord every day right now. But we're going to really need the Lord when all hell break loose, man. When it's famines, earthquakes on the earth. At a high level. All right? And those are the times that we're headed in, man. Okay? That was it.
Romans 11:7. But this, Israel have not obtained that which is seeking for.
It says Israel have not obtained what ye seeking for, because Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, you seeking for the answers, you seeking for the truth. Okay? That's the reason why y'all dive into different philosophies. You dive into the philosophy of Islam. You dive into the philosophy of Egyptologists. Christianity. All right, you have certain people. I was watching Vlad, and I know a new little thing. Well, it's not new, but it's coming out more. It's atheists. You have just people. Our people always trying to seek the truth. They trying to seek for the answers. Okay, that's why they might know that they're Hebrew Israelite, but they might mix that with Egyptology. They might start mixing this, mixing the truth. Our people are seeking for the answers. All right.
It says, but the election have obtained it.
Yeah, but the election have obtained it. All right, the Lord's elect have obtained the true knowledge, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. Okay, they're the ones that's coming. The elect is the ones that got the true answers, man. The ones that can break down the prophecies. All right, the visions of the Bible. Okay, all this truth is only for the elect. All right, all right.
And the rest were blinded.
The rest were blinded. They meaning what? They can't spiritually see. They can't spiritually see. All right, the dark sayings, the prophecies. They don't believe even with, what's going on right now. They don't believe World War III is going to transpire. Even with the little proxy wars that's going on right now with, Iran, Israel, America, Yemen just entered the war. They don't see that this thing could lead to World War III. They still believe that it's hope in America. They don't see America losing its power. They don't see that these prophecies are going to be fulfilled. When we come out here prophesying that it's going to be Jacob's trouble, they don't see that.
Ooh.
They don't even see the names, the true names of the Lord. They still saying, hey, it's Yeshua or Yahweh. You can start with the basics. People still saying it's Yahweh or Yeshua, and that the Lord is going to come and save everybody. Our people are spiritually blind, man. Right.
Verse 8. According as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber.
Yeah, the Lord hath given them the spirit of slumber. When you slumber, what does that mean? Meaning you sleep. They sleep, and our people are gone. They're in deep sleep. They're not awakened. They sleeping in darkness. All right, the Lord gave them a great spirit of slumber. Right.
It says, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see.
Eyes that they should not see. Meaning what? Like I said before, they can't spiritually see what's going on. They're blinded. They're blinded by the brighter circuses that the so-called white man puts in front of them, the entertainment, the social medias, the theatrics of the world. They're blinded by that. They're blinded by the pride of life. They're blinded by the riches. Okay? Our people are gone, man. They're gone. They're blinded to their drugs. You know what I'm saying? The Lord this truth is not for everybody, man. Because this time around, the Lord is only delivering the elect, man. All right? This truth, this faith is only for the elect. That's why we're not on podcasts debating all these quote-unquote scholars and Jewish people, man. We're not trying to convince none of you niggas, man. If you can't get it, man, just keep going. All right? You want to see at the end, man, who was right. All right?
It says, and ears that they should not hear unto this day.
Yeah, ears that they should not hear unto this day. This very day right now. So same thing that was going on back then, 2,000 years ago, it's the same thing now. The people back then wasn't trying to hear that Yahweh Shah was this expecting to see some angelic being, deliver them. They didn't believe that Joseph's son was the savior. They didn't believe that. They was mocking and scoffing. Same thing now. Yep. They got ears that they cannot hear. So just like how we out here teaching, we don't got nobody in front of us listening, hearkening into what we're saying. You don't got nobody around us that's, trying to really tune in and tap in. And we got Bibles out. We're not a big church. We the real church. But we not what's his name? TD Jake. If TD Jake was out here, man, he would have a whole crowd behind him. If he was doing, had spiritual powers and doing all types of crazy, people would come out here and listen, man. So Lord, spiritually, put death upon these people's ears, man, so they cannot hear or hearken into this truth. You guys understand?
I want to say real quick, this also shows you see it is not believing. Because like Yahushua came in the flesh, he saw and still did not believe.
That's and that's another thing to look into that all that goes. It's like that cuts that whole perception too, because the people back then they knew Yahushua, they knew his parents, they knew the confident son, they knew that was his physical father back then. So if it was some kind of immaculate conception, the people would have believed, because they would have known he didn't have to work. He told his he told his mother, look, I'm about my father's business. Because the physical father is Joseph. So she would have understood that if it was a immaculate conception. So that goes to show you how stupid these Christians are. They don't analyze and read the scriptures. That's right. But the Yahushua, they despise them. They look at them as a regular.
Say that the Most High closed their eyes and they can see. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9, I think it is. See? And it reads, and he said, go and tell these people, hear indeed, but understand not. That's just these people passing by, seeing videos, but they hear what we say, they don't understand. They can't get it because they too caught up in, gospel of the whole world. He gave his own son, his only son, to save the whole world, that everybody can be saved. So they stuck on that practice of Christianity. It says, and he said, this is Yahweh, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. They see what we're doing. They see it's down the highways and the byways, but they don't perceive the magnitude of what we are doing. He's trying to most sides to destroy a nation. He sends his prophets to warn his people that's scattered in that nation. They don't see that. They can't perceive that what he's doing is a righteous act to warn them. We blowing the trumpet to warn the people, our people. So they don't see it, but they walking blindly. They see us out here, but they can't perceive why we out here. They look at us like we clowns or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we come out here with super, with chains and, come with calmly apparel according to the ways of the world. You know what I'm saying?
It says, verse 10, make the heart of this people, to the Israelites, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, on down to Issachar, the heart means the mind, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes. What do you mean? Make their heart heavy, but their minds. Fill their minds with a bunch of bullshit. The NBA playoffs is about to commence. Tomorrow is so-called Easter. Major League Baseball has opened up at the 7th game of the season. You got Jay-Z concert. You got Beyonce, what she's doing. It's like you got all these things that's a total distraction of the people. So it says make the people. It says make the heart of the mind, and he will be up. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy. Have their ears a bunch, hearing a bunch of other bullshit, except this truth. says, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, see the prophecies, measuring the times, so to Jeremiah, not Jeremiah, it's like it, Second Esdras, chapter 9 and 1 on down, measuring the times diligently in itself, man. Having your eyes open, having your ears open, spiritual, your spiritual ears and your spiritual eyes open to see what the prophecies coming to pass, man. Y'all don't see what's happening in the Middle East? Y'all don't see what's happening in Ukraine? The Most High is about to destroy America with a sword of destruction. And you people out here walking like zombies have not a clue. Sagging your pants, doing all kind of crazy wicked shit, man. The Most High ain't with that, man. It tell you the truth to show yourself to be men. A real man's not gonna have his butt cheeks shown, man. If you know the true representation of that happened, that's going back to the size of buck breaking. When men was getting their backs broken by their slave masters, and the shirt that they was broken in already to another slave owner that wanted to have sex with another man, they had their pants sacked so they was already broken in. Look at the history, man. Look at the history. It says, back in Isaiah chapter 6 verse 10, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their ears, and say their eyes and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart is going to be healed. They don't know what's going to see what's going on. Spiritually, having the spiritual ears open, the spiritual eyes open, and their mind, and the eyesight open, the peanut gland open in their mind, is those that's a part of the elect, or the hope of the elect, man. Other than that, you're going to see people out here walking around like zombies, man. Doing that which is evil in the eyes of the Most High. Thinking they doing that right. Thinking they go to church on Sunday. They commit all kind of wickedness throughout the whole week. But on Sunday, they come to go to church thinking that the Most High loves everybody, that their sins are being, washed away because they put some money in the basket to get their pork chop preacher rich. And Satan comes to harms and dash them out like a goddamn idiot, and they think that they're good. But that's not the case, man. The Most High blinded you. Let's go back to what you were saying, how the Most High, people in this country, this took their understanding from them. They blind out here, man. Yep. All these people. The only ones that's truly going to get is the men of the Lord, man. The men that Most High open their eyes up to see, open their mind up to understand. If the Most High is dealing with you, you're going to understand these scriptures. The Most High said in Amos chapter 3, verse 7. The Most High revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, man. You're going to understand these scriptures, and you're going to apply them in your everyday life, and it's going to go well with you, man. So once you understand, and you start observing these high holy days, a major high holy day that's passed, man, which is Pesach. And it was beautiful. I'm questioning your brothers have beautiful experiences. You have Pesach too. Once you start understanding and applying yourself to these scriptures, man, it's going to go well with you, man. The Most High going to start dealing with you and open your mind to Sophia, which is wisdom. And enlighten you to the point where you become a teacher. You start breaking down deep, dark sayings, man. Yep. And if you really have then you got a YouTube page with over 1,500 subscribers, you're going to have some fruit somewhere, man. So you got fruit within your 1,500 subscribers. You may not have all fruit, but you got some fruit. And the Most High is going to open their mind to get this truth. That's what I got to say. Because a lot of people is blinded because Isaiah, the Most High put an angel out here to blind a lot of you people not to get this truth, man. Yep. The Lord Yahweh Shah put an angel out here to blind 2/3 you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, all down in Issachar, not to get this truth, man. And that's why you're in the state you're in, man. And that's why you're headed to destruction. That's why you're headed to line up to take that MOTB. That's right. Yeah. That's why you're lined up to be headed to the slaughter. Because you're sheep with no shepherd. That's right. Yep. You're going to take that chip and you're going to die the death of the wicked. Just like the wicked get burnt and melted in that fire, that lake of fire, which is caused by thermonuclear destruction, the country that fire from chariots, you're gonna die. The death of the wicked. That's the way the wicked is gonna die. You're gonna get caught up. That's what I'm gonna say. Stop.
This is Ezekiel 33. This is Ezekiel 33, verse 31. And they came unto thee as the people coming, and they sit before thee as many people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
Yeah, that's the people, man. That's the people for you. You know, they'll come to you, you know, acting all holy or righteous. You know, asking you questions, inquiring. You know what I'm saying? Just to be niggas. You know, like for example, you would tell somebody, you know, start praying to the names of Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, you start telling people the basics of the scriptures. You know, give them, you know, the color scriptures. You know, tell them to follow the dietary laws. You know, certain things that they can, you know, do now, you know, to please the Lord. All right, but they won't do it. You know, they'll only just come appear upon you, acting all holy and righteous, but be behind closed doors, they act wicked. They act like goddamn niggas, man. You know?
James, be doers of the word and not
Yeah, it says be doers of the word and not hearers only. So you have to apply. A doer is a person that applies. Alright? Not just hear things, not just say a hearer. You just, you know, one ear out the other. That's what a hearer does. He just hears it, comes out one ear out the other. He doesn't apply nothing that you're saying. He doesn't apply himself. You know, just like a person who wants to advance in life, like quote unquote, or let's just say, you know, they have fitness goals. You know, they always talk about, yeah, man, we're gonna get right one day, I'm gonna get right. You just keep talking and not doing it. It's the same thing with this faith, this truth. All right, don't be a hearer only, be apply this word to your everyday life. All right,
This is deceiving your own soul.
yeah, deceiving your own selves by just being a hearer only, man. You're only lying to yourself. You're only setting yourself up to be destroyed. You know, and people don't really realize that, man. This truth is dead serious. This faith is dead serious, man. You know, the scriptures speak about making not tarry into the Lord, man. Put that on from day to day. Okay? Because we don't know when the time of the Lord's judgment is going to come. Yeah, we weighed out through the prophecies, but hey, or we could have it tomorrow or next week. And then that can follow up with the dollar crashing. You know, let's say in the next few weeks or the next few months. You never know, man. You know, so you want to, you know, you're supposed to be getting, you know, right with your Yahweh Shem Shah, repenting, you know, and changing your ways, man. All right? Don't be just a girl only.
Continuing in Ezekiel 33 and 31, it says, but they would not do them, for with their mouth they so much, but their heart goeth after their covetousness.
Yeah, they're wickedness, man, their flesh. You know, with their mouth, they show much love, man. They act more holy or righteous. You know, they know, when certain people come around, they know when to get their act together, you know, because they know what you're about. You know, but like I said, behind closed doors, they act like niggas, man. As soon as you walk away from them, they're already going back into their wicked ways, to their lust. All right? That's not the spirit you're supposed to be in, man. You know? That's a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be a hypocrite in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shah. You know? Go ahead.
Precept. Matthew 15, verse 8. This people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honoring me with their lips.
Yeah, this is Yahweh Shah saying this, man. So they was doing this, again, there's nothing new under the sun. They were doing this 2,000 years ago, man. You know, showing much love, you know, with their lips, with their mouth, you know, to the Lord. And I'm a righteous person, just like the rich man's a parable, how the rich man, you know, he was telling that to Yahweh Shah, like he did all these great things, and Yahweh Shah told him, all right, you know, since you do all that, give away all your possessions.
Come follow me.
Yeah, come follow me. And he went away weeping, man. So yeah, like, damn, I can't do that. That's you goddamn niggas, man. That's you goddamn niggas, man. I can't put that fucking butt down. You fucking nigga.
Go ahead.
but their heart is far from me.
Even your mind, man, is far from your heart, Shah, man. You know, you only good with talking. You honor the Lord with your lips, man, with your actions, and say otherwise. Okay? You know? Your actions, say otherwise, man. You know? And that's not the spirit you're supposed to be in. Okay? Because just because we don't see, the wickedness you do behind closed doors, it don't mean that the Most High don't. See everything. Yeah, that's what the scripture said. What the eyes of the Lord is 10,000
Brighter than the
the sun. The Lord got His angels, man, scouting out, man, watching your every move, knowing your thoughts.
Even though the Most High see everything, He said His angels were pointing to Him. That's why in Jacob's ladder, you see angels going up and down to the spirit world, back into the earth, reporting the matters to the Most High. So the Lord sees everything, but His angels report everything. There is an order. The Lord sees everything, but His angels report the matters to Him, what's happening. And then the Apostle Tahar, and I first heard this from Shamar, but the Apostle Tahar confirmed it. You see chariots, it could be righteous angels or demons in them chariots. Shamar brought that out to me, and I was like, I considered it, and I was like, you know what, he was alright. He brought up at camp. And then Pastor Tahar was like, yeah, you're right. So I was like, wow. So when you see a chariot, it could be a demon in the chariot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, remember when Satan, when he came amongst the Most High, he said, the Most High asked him, what you doing? He said, was you really to and fro on the earth?
Yeah.
I'm saying, so you're right. It makes sense.
So when Shamar brought it out to me, I was like, okay, I thought about it, but I didn't buck up. I just said, that's it, right?
No, finish your point.
Yeah, that's why, like, demons are active in this kingdom.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, put down one set of another. The Most High is not he's never literally doing anything. There's always angels and divine forces. Like, scripture says, Satan is the purpose of earth. Demons is making sure Esau's doing what he's supposed to do, and the demonic thing is going on.
Case in point, is Kings. When Moses had a council to set up, what's his name again? No, the Moses set up. His wife was Jezebel. What's the king name again? I forget his king. Ahab. King of Israel. You know what I'm saying? The Moses wanted to set him up and he wanted on a council. Now, how we gonna get rid of this dude? He already know he's gonna put him to death, but he gonna fall right back from Gilead. It was angels on the left hand and on the right hand discussing him. But that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, one more point, because like when you read it, then the angel that was supposed to do the game, and it took all up and get the game.
He was the one of the kings.
The Prince of Persia was a demonic force that's a demonic entity over to make sure Persia was becoming to power. And was fighting it because angels and demons are at odds.
Yeah,
Because Persia world, everything is in order, but on earth,
They doing their job.
demons actually
They doing their job.
Go fight against it.
Yeah. The forces on the left hand and the right hand, but the Most High control them both.
That's the balance of the Most High. He actually got angels and demons. Certain angels are stronger than certain demons. Certain demons are stronger than certain angels.
I understand. I believe that.
With that, we're going to close it out. We're just going to say all praise, honor, glory.
Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Papa,